Okay, guys, this is my routine. I'm doing this for a friend of mine that my mom works with. Um, for my Israeli friend, if you're watching this, I'm going to do the archery video, I promise. I'm working on that. I will not let you down. I will say this. Shalom, ma shlomeh, ani beseder, which is, hi, how are you? I'm fine, for those that don't speak Hebrew. I've been practicing every day, so. And no, I'm not trying to flirt or be gross. It's easier for me to film in the bathroom because, as you can see, I'm hyper reflexive on my right side. And it's a lot easier to film this in the bathroom so that I don't have to move a bunch of stuff and then bring it all back. Um, the first thing I start with is Plax. This is a pre-brush rinse that I use to help break up biofilm. The next step is water floss. I use that for a full minute. I typically fill up the tank. I have used it at least twice a day consistently, normally. The only time I don't and may use it once a day is if I put it in the dishwasher overnight to be washed, because this reservoir goes in the top rack. It has to go in the top rack. Now, when you get one of these, you're going to have to pressurize it all the way up to 10 when you first put water in it. You do not want to put it in your mouth. Make sure you let it run all the way through at top speed for those of you that are using this. In this case, this is a WaterPik water flosser. It doesn't have, this is an older model which doesn't have the whitening effect to it. But I did it for the gum massager and floss to replace an older model I had. I've consistently been sticking with this routine because I had the early stages of gingivitis when I first got my 30-second smile toothbrush. I consulted my dentist beforehand. I had an appointment 2 weeks before I did the original battery operated unit, which I still have. I use the battery operated unit for travel purposes, but the one I'm going to be showing on camera here is the new unit. I had to replace the handle. Every so often you have to do that. They will sell you the handle separate because I already had the charger. This has 2 speeds, as you can see, if I can do this carefully without messing the video up, because I'm having to do this on my own and in here. This has 2 heads. You'll effectively place your incisors into the incisor position here, and then you will effectively turn the brush on. That's high. This is low. And your teeth will act as a guide. See, they swivel. But you're effectively going to move the brush just back and forth, and the heads will do the work. And you're effectively performing what we call the Bass method. Those of you that have any familiarity with dentistry know that that was invented by Charles Bass, if you're American. The next thing I do is a fluoride treatment, because I don't like to leave the toothpaste on my mouth, because some people don't because it's gritty. So if you don't want to do that, my advice, get a mouthwash with fluoride in it, at least at night, because it needs to stay on your teeth for 30 minutes to help remineralize it, and that helps strengthen the enamel. The last thing I do is aura brush with the tongue scraper here. And I use the Aura Brush tongue foam or either the tongue foam, whichever I have on hand. This time I was able to get the tongue a lot easier than the replacement, but I normally get the Aura Brush brushes because I like those. And you want to go back as far back as you can without gagging. So, and I do scrape my tongue because a lot of bad breath lives on your tongue. So in this case, what I'm going to do is turn the camera around so you can see my results. Excuse the little handrail here. I grab a hold of it to lift my body up onto the stool I'm sitting on here, because I have to sit. I can't stand without support of some sort. And for me, it's easier to sit on a stool and do my dental routine at the sink while sitting. So here is the result. And if my Israeli friend's watching, if you want a photo, that's fine. But as you can see, the gums are really pink, teeth are really white. Um, I make sure to get the back really well. It says you can do it for 30 seconds on the 30-second small toothbrush, but I do that for a minute. And any fluoride rinse, you typically want to do that for a minute, for sure. Plax, you can do it for 30 seconds, but I do it for a minute to help bust up more biofilm and break it all the way through. And please make sure you floss first. Reason being, any debris or anything you have stuck in your teeth will come out. You just need to understand that it is easier to floss first, because then when you go and brush, you brush it away. But you definitely want to have a fluoride rinse at night. In the morning, you can use an antiseptic. Now, I'm not dating or anything, but trust me, you want an antiseptic mouthwash or something with a combination of those properties, because girls don't kiss people with bad breath. Trust me. Plus, you avoid a lot of other health problems. So, for those of you that may have consistent or early stage gingivitis or inflamed gum tissue, my advice is this: go to your dentist before you start my routine that I just demonstrated. Talk to your dentist. Make sure that that works for you. Make sure that you don't have any other issues. I did the routine because I called my dentist and let him know what I was going to do when I first ordered this. It works. If it didn't work, I wouldn't be doing it. And trust me, I would not be putting this toothbrush on the internet or me behind it without good reason. They work. If it didn't, I'd feel really terrible, because I do not like putting something that I use consistently and don't get results. Because I will tell you this: if you're willing to follow the operating instructions and hold it the way they tell you to hold it, it's not a problem. For those that have arthritis or dexterity control, this is probably one of the better toothbrushes you can get on the market. It is more expensive in terms of day-to-day higher end cost, but for one thing, I can find replacement heads a lot easier through them or even Amazon than anywhere else. You're more likely to consistently stick with the routine because the toothbrush heads are doing the work. You're not. And you're not worried about fatiguing or dropping the toothbrush or using it improperly. The heads on the brush are doing the work for you, and all you're doing is guiding. So more than likely, you're actually going to easily go to 1 minute instead of having to stand there and position the brush and do it for 2 minutes. Because let's face it, we all don't want to stand in front of a mirror for a minimum of 2 minutes doing that, or at least slushing around mouthwash. Do not use this in the shower. Trust me, you do not want to use this in the shower, because I read the directions beforehand. You definitely want to make sure that you fully charge it. You keep it on the lowest setting if you have inflamed gums when you start out. I did not go to the higher speed on the newer model until I knew the bleeding had stopped. And I had early stages, and you'll know because the bleeding will stop. Your gums will be pink. Like, I'm sorry for being somewhat gross. Like this. If I can show that. The gingiva tissue. I don't mean to be gross, but you can see a difference. Just in case you're wondering why I have cracks in the teeth if they show up on this thing, I had a wheelchair accident. Long story, I'm not going to go into that here. But as you can see, it works. So I would encourage you to get one, give it a try. They do work, but please consult with your dentist before you do it. And guys, trust me, this thing works. For my Israeli friend, Lila Tov, because I'm filming this at night, Lehitraot. I hope we get a chance to talk again soon if you feel up to it. I don't want you to feel like you have to, but if you want a photo, if we get a chance or I ever get to visit, I'll let you take one. I normally don't like flash photography, but I'll make an exception because you're nice. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you don't mind me getting a little personal there with my Israeli friend, because she's really nice and really sweet and kind. So I hope you'll consider getting one of these toothbrushes and using it. I know this is a little longer than what I normally do because I was trying to do the short one. Guys, take it easy and please start an effective dental hygiene regimen so you avoid health problems down the line. Gingivitis is serious, periodontal disease is serious. Please take care of your oral health because it does impact you overall and it can progress to other health issues. I'll put the links for the products down in the description or the products' names mentioned in the video so that you guys can get them, and I will do captions for you, Courtney.